Hello and welcome to this episode of the DCeric Show. On this episode I talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X. Back in 1999 we were all introduced with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, and Sony PlayStation introduced us with demo discs, which allowed us a little piece of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. That's one level and one playable character. I remember when I bought this demo disc, I started the game up and had so much fun. And I tried to do some crazy trick by grinding a wall and doing a bunch of combination tricks at the end of the wall, and completed it to get a high score. I remember renting this game once and had a lot of fun, but it wasn't until my cousin Ian bought Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 for his Nintendo 64 that I really got interested in the Tony Hawk series of games. The Nintendo 64 version was different from the PlayStation version, including better textures and one new level from Matt Hoffman's Pro Biker. But only 6 of the original soundtracks were included, and the amount of each song was reduced to fit on the Nintendo 64 cartridge. My cousin Ian is the person to get the cool things before anybody else, and it's because of him I had to get that game quick, because I liked it so much. I bought the game for the Sony PlayStation, and my brother and another friend would play this game every day. I then got it one year for Christmas for my sister for the N64. We never played it that much because I bought it for the Sega Dreamcast a couple years before, and their Dreamcast version included better graphics as well as better shadowing. But then I had to have it for another system, and it was for a good reason, and that's because it upped on everything the other systems couldn't do, and added more features. That's right, I bought Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X for the Xbox. It came around the launch of the Xbox and it included better lighting, better graphics, better shadows, and of course if you didn't know what the X means, it means that the game includes levels from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. So this game just beats all other versions of the game. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that the game also includes 5 more levels, and there's a 4-player split screen, as well as the ability to link the Xbox with another Xbox for more multiplayer fun. There was so many releases of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and another was released for the iPhone, which supposedly was the best looking game released for the iPhone at the time of release. But the only thing missing from this version was the original soundtrack, as well as Create a Skater and Create a Skate Park. The Tony Hawk series of games were great up until about the Underground series, because they really changed how the original games felt. Because Underground had a more open world, and you had to go up to fellow skaters to complete missions, unlike the original games where you just completed the missions that were on the screen for each level. Of course, after the Underground series of games, the Tony Hawk series got much worse with games like American Wasteland and others which I don't really want to talk about. Tony Hawk 3 was great. I played that on my cousin's GameCube and then rented it for the PlayStation, which of course was a big massive downgrade compared to the 128-bit versions, but still had the same gameplay. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 would be the first online game for the PlayStation 2. Then Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 was released, but I can't remember if I played that game at all, so I can't really say how good the game is or not. Now how I got in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X was my buddy Dave. As he loved the Dreamcast so much, he loved the Xbox as well, and showed me Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X. The game just blew me away. I had to buy it. The Dreamcast and PC versions were great, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X just sunk those games underwater. Another cool thing about the Xbox version of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X was the Philadelphia level, which was redesigned and was later added to Tony Hawk Pro Skater Underground 2. There was also 6 developers for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I think this is the first time I have seen so many developers. Of course, each developed for different systems. The game also included unlockable cheats that enhanced the gameplay, altered the levels, and of course, there was unlockable characters, which of course added to the gameplay, with characters like Spider-Man, which of course may not be unlockable for every system, but all systems have different unlockable characters. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater series of games revolutionized skate gaming, including a world of professional skaters and sponsors, which were advertised in these games. It just showed that you can make a great game and make millions of gamers happy, and skaters happy as well. The new Tony Hawk games may not draw a big crowd, but we will forever love the old Pro Skater days, and we can at least say these games are the reason why the Skate series of games are so popular today. Well, I guess once again we have come to the end of the show. We all love the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series of games, and it was for this reason I wanted to bring this game up, but at the same time show you the best version of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, which was released for Xbox. You can find Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on PC, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, Game Boy, Dreamcast, Game Boy Advance, Mac, and iPhone. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X is only available on Xbox. You can find these games either at your local game shop or on eBay. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will come back with another game I couldn't keep my hands off of.